I remember I saw in my art tag yesterday, it was this drawing of what someone thought my siblings looked like. And it was so cute. And I shared that with my siblings, actually. I showed that to them. They just laughed so hard. They were like, they think I look like this? They feel like I haven't described them adequately enough. So just to give you like food, I'll still be very vague. I want to protect their privacy. It's very important to me. So I'll still keep it mostly vague, but I'll tell you a little bit about each of them. Just for those that care and are curious. Because I love my siblings. I talk about them all the time. Given how often I tell stories that involve them, it makes sense that you have a clearer foundation of who they are, I guess. Again, to protect their privacy, I won't name them. I guess I'll just call them by numbers, right? So I could be 1. Kaelix is number 1. I'm the first. I was born first. So I'm the coolest and the strongest and epic. And everybody loves me. Number 2, he's the second. He's my oldest younger brother. That's usually how I refer to it because I have 2 brothers and 2 sisters. So I'll usually say oldest younger or youngest younger or just youngest overall and then brother or sister to describe them. So my oldest younger brother, number 2, he is about a year younger than me, like a year and then maybe a month or 2. For most of the year, his age is 1 digit less than mine, but for some of the year, it's 2. Just for some of the year, just like for a very small window. I'm 2 years older technically, just because of timing. When it comes to him, he's a total comedian. He's very, very funny. I think he's the funniest person in my entire life among my family and friends. And it's really dangerous. Not manipulative, but like malicious in the way he uses it. He'll see me on the ground inconsolable. I can't breathe because I'm laughing so hard, and he'll just dig deeper with it because he enjoys it. Like laughter fuels him and it gives him confidence to go further. So he's really, really funny. I think I told the story once of like the running gag I have with a sibling of like pretending to be wizards and casting spells of minor ailments and inconveniences. That's this guy. He's the one that started that. Number 2 is like a total clown. He's a hard worker. He's very stubborn. He's kind of my opposite in a lot of ways. We value pretty different things, but we still get along when it counts. He really loves video games just as much as I do. We grew up playing a lot of games together. Anytime there was a 2-player game, it was for me and number 2. He's a really good time. I'm trying to think of what else could describe him. I say that I'm the strongest, but I think he's actually stronger than me. I don't know, he does a bit more like manual labor than me. He kind of pulls his weight in that way a bit more. I've always been more prone to like the housekeeping type chores. He's the one that will usually go out and do things like mow the lawn or like help me carry furniture and stuff. Collectively, we're both the strongest, but I'm the tallest, so. Like sports, nah, not really, but he did wrestling once. He's kind of like the stockier type. And then number 3 is the oldest younger sister. She's the 3rd child. She is the most unique of all of us, I think. Something I like to share about her that kind of describes her pretty well, or like gets her vibe across, is that she collects bones. She's an avid bone collector. That's been her hobby for several years now. Like there have been several instances where she'll have a bone that she's cleaning or drying out, and I'll see it when I'm not supposed to, and it'll like spook me because I won't realize it's gonna be there. She'll like dry out skulls and stuff if she finds them. Never human bones. She doesn't have any human bones naturally, but like just any like reclaimed animal bones, right? She's got jars and collections of them. She's just very into it, and she's into like that kind of category of interests. Like she's also really into tarot and certain forms of spirituality. Really eclectic type, very interesting. She's lots of fun. She has the most contagious laugh of anybody I know. Like she has the kind of laugh where like, I can hear it in my head now. When she laughs, her mouth takes up 90% of her face. She's like, ha 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 ha. And she also the only other person in the sibling lineup that dyes her hair like I do. She doesn't dye her hair white though. I should also mention all 5 of us have the same general natural hair color. It's all in that same range. A couple of siblings have darker hair than I do. Yeah, she dyes her hair, but she's the type that dyes it all kinds of colors. Like every few months if I meet her, it'll be a different color than the last time. Or I guess I meet her all the time in between, but you know, every few months I'll see a different color than before. Like she sometimes will even go as far as to do like 2 different colors, like 1 on each side. She's done the thing on like just the bangs. She's very stylish. She's kind of like a goth too in her fashion. Like she's always wearing like humongous black boots with buckles all over them. She's kind of crazy. I'm not gonna lie. Lots of fun. Number 3. Number 4 is the youngest brother. He is and mind you, there's like a year in between each of us. I forgot to mention that. So like number 2 is about a year-ish younger than me. Number 3 is about a year-ish younger than him, so she's about 2-ish younger than me, right? So number 4, he's a year-ish younger than her, so 3-ish younger than me. He's a big gamer, is the best way to describe him. Like, of us, he's the biggest gamer of all. Think of how much I love Nintendo and video games like that in general, and multiply it by about 1 billion. Like, he's a game fanatic, and he's the competitive type too. He's really good at fighting games. Like, he's like really big on the competitive scene. He loves like training up and matching, like not matching, but like he's the type to memorize hitboxes and stuff in games like Smash Bros. He's that type. Really good at that. Exclamation point Giga Gamer. Exactly. He's a Giga Gamer. Yeah, he's the one that I play chess with sometimes. He's also very clingy like me. I mentioned this story once. I left to Japan for a little bit. I was only like a few days into the trip, 2 or 3 days in, and I was gonna come back home very soon. And I got a video from him about how bad he missed me, basically. Like a chessboard with an empty chair next to him. Yeah, very funny guy. Of all my siblings, I think number 4 is the one that I get along with the most. Like we have the most in common, and we communicate in the most similar ways. He's still shorter than me, but he's second tallest in the house, I think. Or I guess third tallest, because my mom's almost my height. She's just about as tall as me. She's very tall. But anyway, number 4 is, aside from being really into video games, he loves Dungeons and Dragons. He loves like fantasy and like role play and stuff. He's growing his hair out pretty long right now. Really long, actually. But it could just be a phase. I don't know. Who knows what the forever hairstyle for him will look like. He's still growing. And then number 5 is the youngest sister. She's the youngest in the family. She is very kind and very like giving. She's the type that will go out of her way to like do favors and stuff. She'll often like, I always have to like criticize her for this because she doesn't really, she takes it too far. She's like, is there anything you want me to cook for you? Can I cook for you? She's very sweet. And I always have to be like, no, let me cook for you. Yeah, she cares a lot about like, I guess she wants to feel useful to others. So she's the type that will really dish out on favors. A couple times during streams in the past, she's actually brought me snacks without asking. Very sweet. Her interest, she's really into, how do I describe this? When it comes to like me, I feel like I am probably the most chronically online of the bunch, but she honestly gives me a run for my money. She is true chronically online. She lives on TikTok. She knows every reference before I do. I think while I get along the most with number 4, I feel like I talk the most with number 5, just because she's the type to like, she'll hang out in open spaces more often. So she'll often be the first one to say hello. She also likes video games, but she's much more for like cozy games. And honestly, I could probably get into video games for all 5 because I didn't really get into it for a couple. Like number 2, back to like oldest younger brother. He's similar to number 4, youngest brother, and that he also likes Nintendo and fighting games a lot. But he's a like big nostalgist. Even now, he mostly dedicates himself to playing the games that we all played when we were really little. Like he doesn't really move on very much into newer iterations of the same titles. So for example, like rather than playing Smash Ultimate, he'll spend his time playing like Super Smash Bros. Brawl. Like he's much more on that. Big nostalgist. And sometimes he goes into games that were even before our time, getting into games on like the GameCube and stuff like that. Previous consoles as well. Big nostalgist. And then when it comes to number 3, Bone Collector, it may give an opposite impression. I will say I may have not described her adequately when I talked about her interests, because I feel like you might get a very prickly impression from her, but she's actually the biggest softie ever. Very kind-hearted, very gentle. She will not play it unless it's a farm sim. That's the only thing she plays. She plays Stardew Valley every day and maybe one other game every now and then. She's like a total softie. She won't play much else unless it's a party game with the group. She'll play that. And then, like I said, number 4, he'll play just about anything, especially those Dungeons and Dragons, but he's a big Nintendo gamer like me and loves competitive fighting games as well. Really into like Tekken and stuff. Then number 5, she's also into cozy games, but she'll play just about anything. She loves visual novels as well. I think she loves Danganronpa. She also loves games like Undertale is one of her favorites. She loves Amori, and that's the bunch. Then there's my mom, of course. She's about my height. She's very sweet, very hardworking, does her best to like look out for everybody. And she loves The Legend of Zelda. That's pretty much the only game she plays. Zelda and Animal Crossing. I managed to get her on Animal Crossing last year. Yeah, she likes, not even Zelda in general. She used to really love Zelda in general. Specifically, Ocarina of Time was her big game. She would play it with my dad back in the day before I existed. But yeah, she now will just play Breath of the Wild all the time. Plays a lot of Breath of the Wild. It's really cute because I can actually like for example, if I'm doing laundry, I can hear her room nearby where I do the laundry. It always makes me happy if like I'm going to wash my clothes and then I hear like plum or just like random Breath of the Wild ambiance. It makes me happy to know that she's playing. My dad, I don't see too much of him these days, but he's also very kind and very, very hardworking. He's a very gentle giant in a way. Not as tall as me, but very strong and very, very big. I think if he punched the air, everything would explode. So it's a really good thing that he's very gentle and has not a single aggressive bone in his body. Yeah, he's very like nose to the grindstone even now, work oriented, which is one of the reasons I don't see too much of him. But I still love him very much. That's the household. There are technically more that we see around the house more often. There's a cousin who visits really often, and I see a lot of my aunt, but I guess in like a sitcom setting, they'd be kind of like side characters. It'd be almost too much. Mom taller than dad? Yes. Like I said, she's about my height. Whereas my dad is about, what, like, he's a bit short. Or I guess next to me, he's short. And it bothers him so bad. He hates it so bad. The moment I started shooting up in my tweens, he was like, oh god, here comes Kaelix. Yeah, I just thought I'd share. I realized I talked about that for a bit long. I get really easily distracted when my family is on the table because they're most of my life, to be honest with you. But I thought I'd share a little bit just because I saw somebody was thinking about that and I thought, oh man, I wonder if other people are thinking about this but just don't have enough. It made me happy to see that people think about that or like are curious. I don't know if I should say much more than I have because I still want to protect their privacy, but I think the vaguest impression could help maybe anytime they come up in stories. For example, I mentioned just earlier that like my sister is having company over too around the same time as my company. This is the older younger sister, number 3. She's a big social butterfly. She's the type that will like host a lot of gatherings for her friends and they'll often have it here at our house. Now you have context. The bone collector. She's really gentle though, I promise. She may collect bones, but she's got mushroom-shaped earrings, and she's just a collector. It's like a hobby of hers. And she has a really sweet reason for it, too. She sees it as like a beautiful thing to be able to give purpose to something that's lost its purpose, I guess. How do you think they would describe me? All of my siblings? Number 2 would probably describe me as a pain in the neck, just because I said, like, we don't always get along. Well, I guess we get along, but, like, we don't always align. For example, I care a lot about things being clean and orderly. He's the furthest opposite. He's a total mess. I'd even go as far as to call him a slob sometimes. And his room is really closely connected with mine. So sometimes there's some bleed into my room. You know what I mean? And so we kind of butt heads over that a lot. We're always able to resolve things and we're able to live amicably, but we're really, really different when it comes to that. So he'd probably see me as a pain in the neck or like a chore a lot of the time. Or at least that's what I feel like, maybe. Maybe he'd have something nicer to say. Number 3 would probably... Thinking about this is tough. What do they think of me? I feel like she'd have sweet things to say about me. I feel like she'd see me as doting, supportive. I feel like I stick my neck out sometimes. I try to be a good big brother. And then maybe I should ask them, honestly. Obviously, for their privacy, I will never have them on stream. I could get like a pre-written message from them or something to share, maybe. That'd be cute. Yeah, I don't know. I've never asked what they think. That's just not the kind of conversation you have with siblings, I guess. I feel like she'd have nice things to say. I think she'd see me as sweet. I think that's the side she sees of me more. I think she tends to see the more patient side, whereas number 2 gets to see the more like impatient side of me that only comes out when I'm tested because he tests me every day. Number 4 would probably see me as like fun or funny, just because a lot of the time when we talk, it's for a long time. Mind you, this is the one that we had like I mentioned I had a long talk about Zelda with a brother. This is number 4. We talked about Zelda concepts and like character ideas for another hypothetical game in the timeline that doesn't exist. We have really long talks and we laugh a lot, so he'd probably see me as funny. Then number 5, I feel like she might see me as more hardworking because I think because she tends to hang out more, I say open areas, right? By that I mean rather than spending all her time in her bedroom, she usually will just sleep in her room. She tends to hang out between the living room and the kitchen. She owns the house in a way, you know what I mean? That's just where she likes to be. So she sees me more often whenever I'm leaving my room in a rush to like meal prep or to like clean things up really quickly so that I can get back to something. So because of that, she might see more of like the worker in me, I guess. That's my thought. Just like if I tried to put myself in their shoes, but they might have something entirely different to say. I'll ask them sometime. Maybe come back with that in the future. She the one who bakes? Yes. Number 5. I forgot to mention this when I was getting into the doting side of her personality. She loves to bake and she's really good at it. She's really good at making like muffins and cakes and stuff. Loves to make. She also sings like I do. I never mentioned that either. I never clarified which sibling did what musically because we all do something, right? I'm trying to like learn as much as I can just in general. I like to pick up any instrument I can get my hands on and I love to practice singing. Number 2 is all about guitar. He likes electric guitar the most, so he tends to do more finger style. He loves finger style electric guitar. That was another thing we butt heads over once because he used to like blast his amp as loud as he could, knowing I was trying to sleep next door. He hates me so bad. bad. He's such a pain in my neck. It's okay. I'm really hamming it up right now, to be honest. That's kind of his personality, right? I don't know if that's consistent. He's that type. Very freestyle, easygoing. And then number 3, she plays concert ukulele, and she's more into like chords. She likes to play and sing at the same time. So she's all about that. She'll tend to pick up more songs from like the indie scene. She likes artists like Mitski and similar artists. Loves Rebecca Sugar as well. Number 4, he plays acoustic guitar and he's learning piano right now, but he doesn't do any singing. He doesn't sing. He's very strict about that. I've tried to coax him out of his shell and get him to sing, but he refuses to sing. He'll never sing. He just won't let me have it. He focuses more on instruments. He's working really hard at it. He's come a long way. He only started a few years back, but he's pretty good at it now. Way better than me at guitar. He's not quite reached me in piano, but I think he'll surpass me like this year easily if he keeps his pace up. I have a piano. Yes, we got our hand. Oh my god, it was such a steal. We got our hands on this pretty nice old one for dirt cheap like 3 or 4 years ago, and it is my treasure. We keep it in the living room. It's honestly more of a decoration than anything, but I like to play it sometimes when we have company. And then number 5, the youngest, she plays concert ukulele as well, but she's much more into singing. She does a lot of singing. She's responsible for some of my singing stems, actually. Like anytime I get part of a song stuck in my head, she's partially responsible a lot of the time. To listen to me articulate every single word I say, articulating, celebrating, escalating once again. Listen to me articulate. And she also, I got into this one independently at the same time, but she has like doubled down and reinforced it. Big and loud. Who will be big and loud. When they fall, they'll really fall. And they're gonna fall big. She got me on that one. Well, I guess I got on that one myself, but she reinforced that one and made it last longer. And she'll like rev me up sometimes. Yeah, she's very on the trend, so she'll often sing songs that are really popular. And when it comes to her music taste, I think she's probably got the most well-rounded of us. I mentioned that like number 3 is really into indie artists. Number 5 is really into indie artists. I don't even remember the names of a lot of her favorites that show up on her Spotify Wrap. And that's always the gift to get her in particular too. Everybody else has a gift that they'd like most. She wants a year of Spotify Premium. That's what number 5 wants. She actually uses it and listens to music all the time. Like I mentioned that she's floating between the living room and the kitchen. It's always with earbuds in. She's a big music listener. She's really into singing, and she's a good singer too. And I think if she keeps at it, she'll be really, really, really good if she wants to be. But more than anything, she's a big, like, tasteful listener is what I'd say. But she's, honestly, I'd say she's among the best singers in the family. My mom also plays guitar and piano. She started more with piano, but she started playing guitar at the same time as me, actually. She started learning with me. We learned together for a couple years when I was really little. I say really little, not really little, more like when I was a tween, I think. Yeah, it was when I was a tween. I remember now. Yeah, when I was like 12 or 13, we started learning guitar together, and she kept it up. But she's more into chords. While my brothers both are into like finger style guitar, number 2 into like electric, and then number 4 into acoustic. She's into acoustic chords. She's like number 3. My mom likes to sing while playing. My dad is all vocals. There was a time when he was way stronger than me too. He was that real like soulful type. Really, really good singer. He doesn't really sing anymore though. But every now and then he'll like whip something out as a joke. I'm gonna have a sip of my invisible tea. Yeah, I love my family. Lots of cool people. And that's just the immediate family. There are lots of especially cool people in the extended edition as well. Are they watching VTubers? When it comes to this line of work, they know what I do. I've asked them not to watch. They still do sometimes. My mom is more recently like especially invested just because she started to like understand it a bit more. Yeah, it's more like something they make fun of me for every now and then at this point. Especially number 5. She'll be like, I saw the most embarrassing TikTok of you ever. And I'm like, I don't want to know. Oh, it's so bad. She'll be like, why are you begging people for things? I feel like it's a joke, please. You have to understand. It's so funny. It should be like, who's this Zielgin Joker guy? Yeah, they see sometimes. Number 5 more than the rest, to be honest. That's just the kind of personality she has. If you ever wonder what they think, or like if they know and they think, but they respect it a lot as well. They understand, and they're very like accommodating and very patient. There are times when our schedules actually collide, but they're always willing like to negotiate with me to find a middle ground. So I'm very thankful. I'm very thankful for that.